Let's talk about professional development. I've talked about this a lot in my blogs over the years. I'm a big proponent of always investing yourself in your own personal and professional development. Historically speaking, my story, graduated from Central Michigan University with a teaching degree. Now I'm CEO of a tech services company. How did I get here? A big part of it was the personal and professional development I did. I read 12 books a year for over 20 years in my development here at Service Express. And I learned so much. I've created my own book summaries to go back to refer to. And I'm a big believer in this and talk to everybody in our company about it. And anytime I talk to anybody outside the company about how you need to continue to invest in yourself. Now, that being said, I'm not reading 12 books a year currently. And that's not because I think I know it all or I've made it or I don't have anything to learn. None of those is true. I'm just evolving in my thinking around how I am learning and processing information. So I wanted to share with you my strategy for 2025 that I'm currently doing is combining microlearning with podcasts. And so what that means is microlearning is I subscribe to Blinkist where you can get book summaries. And I'm also using ChatGPT. So when somebody refers a book to me now, instead of running out and just buying it and consuming it like I've done in the past, I'm either going to Blinkist or I'm going to ChatGPT and asking them to write a book summary for me on it. And then with ChatGPT, it's great. You can say, now go into more detail, expound on certain areas of there, and you get a really nice book summary for that. So that's a good start and helps me gauge my interest in the topic and the author and how it's written. From there, I then will do a search online through different podcasts and see if the author has been, they typically are, as a guest on any podcast, and then I can listen to them. And I typically look for a 60 to 90 minute podcast from them. And what I found is I can get the majority of the information that I'm looking for. Instead of reading a 300-page book, I can get it by doing the book summary and then listening on the podcast. And I can take away the key points and then think about how do I apply them at Service Express. And so I wanted to share this with you. I'm still reading. Actually, I'm really going to start kind of reading a little bit more for pleasure than I ever have in the past 20 years, just because I want to continue to read. I want to continue to exercise my brain and do that. And it doesn't mean I won't read any business books, but I'm using this other technique and I'm able to kind of get through more and glean lessons from them better. So those are my micro learning tips, how I'm approaching my personal and professional development this year. And I'd like to hear from you. How are you approaching it? And do you have any recommendations for me?